It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trail Blazers up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at Minnesota, they were among the very best teams in the league last season, but this year, just 8th in the conference at this point. So much has changed. Well, last season, Portland had one of the most explosive offenses in the league. They sort of flew under the radar in that respect. Kenny, what makes this Blazers offense so potent?
Well, they got a lot of guys that can hurt you, Ernie, all over the court. They can shoot threes, they can go inside, they're slashers, and they'll punish teams at the free throw line because they really attack the rim.
Not only that, Ernie, they're efficient with their scoring no matter what pace the game is being played at. They can score in half-court sets and in transition. Like Kenny says, they can really hurt you from deep.
That'll wrap it up as we take you courtside. Thank you for joining us.
Home court belongs to the Timberwolves in this one as we bring you a Western Conference matchup here live from the Target Center in Minneapolis. First game of this trip here for the Blazers. They're hoping to start it off with the W. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows, and in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
And when you look at Portland, they've had a horrendous start to the season. They're really creating a lot of work for themselves here moving forward.
And, you know, that's the thing. Now they've got to play better than good because average basketball isn't going to get it done.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Portland, we've got Chris Kaman. Davis is out there with Aminu. Then it's Henderson, and it's Lillard in at the point. So the Portland Trail Blazers able to put the first points up on the board. Rubio kicks it out to Wiggins. Outside, Martin. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Martin's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, a moment ago, Terry Stotts and I were able to chat. I asked him about the player he'll try to key on in this matchup, and he had no hesitation saying Kevin Garnett. He said what makes KG special and such a problem to deal with is he can control games on both ends of the floor with his offensive and defensive skill set, saying he has so much length it makes it very difficult around both keys for us.
All right, Doris.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Here's Rubio after Ed Davis's score. Garnett outside. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And it's Rubio, that time on the assist by Wiggins.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
And Ed Davis again. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now, here's Rubio. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Good. Wiggins has got his first points of the night. Looking at Portland, they want to turn it around after the loss to Indiana.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars in a game of basketball.
And one thing about Damian Lillard, for as much as he handles the ball, for as much as he pushes the action, he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, surprising for a young, aggressive point guard, but this guy plays wise beyond his years.
That one drops. He ties it up. And you know, Clark, another important point regarding Lillard, for as aggressive as he has been going to the basket, he's extremely durable. He's been terrific in terms of health.
He's been an every gamer throughout his young
Isn't
career.
that something?
That is
Yeah.
remarkable. Unusual in today's NBA for sure.
The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. He feeds it to Davis. Kaman wide open. He fires. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Here's the screen. Rubio against Lillard, and the basket by Rubio.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now, here's Aminu. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Plumlee, he's checked in for Chris Kaman. On defense, Minnesota. Lock at 6. And Plumlee kicks to Lillard. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Martin, and power down the champ.
Come on, fella. Power it down. That dunk was ridiculous.
There was absolutely nobody that was going to get in the way of that.
And not when he's coming in with that kind of force.
1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins, Clark, has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And for the Love and Wiggins trade, we knew that it could take several years to properly evaluate, but Wiggins was just so good his rookie season.
Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. That's tipped. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop by himself. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Aminu, the pass to Lillard. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
And I think that is a key part. Wiggins was so much better than anyone expected as a rookie. People figured it would take him several years to develop, but he was the most NBA-ready player of the class, and I think that caught a lot of people off guard.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Minnesota?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
McCollum's checked in for Gerald Henderson. And the second free throw, good. Well, the Timberwolves knew that last season would be one not to worry about winning with Coach Flip Saunders. It was more about growing as a team, and you know him. That's one of his specialties.
Yeah, at Flip, Kevin's a great teacher, and so to have this young group and show the improvement they did over the course of the season was important. And really, it's mostly just about getting guys used to a system and preparing for what could be a really bright future.
And, you know, as you said, with Minnesota, I think last season was just about letting the young guys grow and develop, giving them minutes. They had a really young team. The average age last season, under 25 years old.
Now here is Martin. 7 points in the game. Clock at 6. Lets it go with a 3. That drops. Martin's got a couple of threes now in the first with the Timberwolves.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
And down the stretch, they let the young guys play through their mistakes. And I thought for the Wolves that was important. Wiggins led the league in minutes played after the All-Star break. A lot of those young Wolves logged heavy minutes and got great experience.
So it's the Timberwolves now. Trailblazers knocking down the tray. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. And it's Portland with the rebound. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they fell to the Wolves.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And, guys, you've seen it happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold, it really can sabotage your game.
Here's Rubio. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot. Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Now here's Wiggins. That's good. Wiggins has got 6. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter. Now a timeout called by Portland. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team and injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
.106 left to play in the first. They set the pick. Knocked away. Now here's Plumlee. D right on him. Shot clock at 6. And Lillard kicks to Plumlee. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of a season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
Rubio, that falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got his 4th assist in this one. 30 seconds left to play here in the first. And Lillard kicks to Aminu. He dishes it to McCollum. Out left to the wing. Lillard with no one around. And another 3 for Portland.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Rubio outside. Garnett with a screen on Plumlee. And Rubio kicks to Garnett with 2 seconds left. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
You know what? And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
Portland with the ball. Here are the five Portland has to start the second quarter. They've got Plumlee. McCollum is out there with Henderson. Then there's Al-Farouq Aminu. And it's Leonard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Leonard. 6 to shoot. Leonard sets a screen for McCollum. Pass to Leonard. Second shot opportunity. Shot is off. Excellent D there from Garnett. Timberwolves trail the feed to Wiggins. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Well, who's had the hot hand from the 2 position over the last 10 games? Highest field goal percentages right here on the 2K leaderboard. Kevin Martin on top.
And he is not a wasteful player. That much we've learned. I mean, he makes the most of the good looks he gets. And if it's not there, he's not going to force a bad shot.
Yeah, and he's efficient and he's intelligent in his shot selection. You're exactly right there, but don't take away from the fact that he's a tremendous pure shooter as well. Even when he's got a hand right in his face, I mean, he makes tough shots.
Here's Aminu following the score by Kevin Martin. Plumlee dishes to Aminu. A 3 from McCollum. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Aminu, the pass to McCollum. Leonard attacking. Minnesota with the rebound. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Zhang's checked in, and both free throws good for Wiggins. Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over him.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised folks.
Now here's Towns. Aminu missing his last shot. They now take the lead. Towns has got his first points in this one. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
And that one's good by Henderson. Now Rubio. He has 6. Passes it to Martin. For 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Portland trailing here. McCollum kicks to Aminu. Outside, Davis. Portland moving the ball around. Henderson, no one around him. No good from outside. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Outside for Martin. The tray. Shot is no good. Portland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's McCollum. Drains it from 17 feet out. McCollum's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
And guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
Well, McCollum has struggled with injury. He's broken a bone in each of the last 3 seasons dating back to college at Lehigh.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a bright future. He had a broken finger last season, and he broke his foot twice in the seasons prior, Kevin, just to embellish the injury situation. But he's got some ability.
And Portland making a change here. Kamen's checked in. Minnesota with the ball. Rubio outside. Outside Martin. Here's the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's 18 points for Kevin Martin. Now here's McCollum, covered by Rubio. Count that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from McCollum.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Towns, the pass to Dang. To the middle. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kamen.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Henderson. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 11 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
For sure. Great anticipation. Peripheral vision is there. Natural talent as well. Really shining through.
Clock is at 3. Martin. And it's Kamen with the rebound.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Here's Rubio. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Now here's McCollum. 10 points for him. And there's the foul. It'll go on Ed Davis. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Kevin Martin. And Portland with a change here, too. Lillard's checked in. Last season, Portland won the Northwest Division and had a good year, certainly, but they had some issues when they were the away team on the road and away from the Rose Garden. They had some problems.
Yeah, actually played under 500 on the road, Kevin. Something you rarely see out of a team that wins 51 games.
Now here's Muhammad after Chris Kamen's miss. And the pass to Rubio. To the inside. Here's Wiggins. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Damian Lillard.
And as you said with the Blazers, they were the only team to win 50 games and still lose more than they won on the road. Last team to do that was the 2013 Denver Nuggets.
And we saw a similar first-round exit for the Blazers of that 2013 Nuggets team. If the Blazers want to go deeper this season, they'll need to be much tougher on the road.
Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season. You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, is one of those shots that always just looks so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Another miss by Minnesota.
And really, the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
Now Lillard following the three-point attempt by Andrew Wiggins.
Right here, Kevin, over these last 10 games on the Trailblazers schedule, this is how they stack up compared to the rest of the league. 3rd in rebounding, 7th in scoring. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And you look at their ferocious rebounding. They're imposing their will, and you can see the results. Their physicality is yielding tremendous dividends.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
And he makes the first.
And last season, really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Jang. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Wiggins. Good on both. Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
Yeah, a nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Payne, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And a switch here also for Portland. Plumlee, he's checked in for Chris Kaman. And he's good on the second. As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They would go on to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries.
Portland with the ball after the basket by Minnesota to the paint, and the dunk by Vonleh.
And guys, right now the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Miller outside. Some solid defense from Lillard. Trailblazers trail by 3. Here's McCollum. He's coming off a 13-point game against Indiana. Here's Vonleh, and Portland again with the bucket.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Miller kicks to Pekovic. Plumlee with the steal. Some firepower, Clark, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Now here's Pekovic. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Jang, he's checked in for Payne. Knocks it loose. Stolen by McCollum. Inside. It's tipped. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Garnett's checked in. Portland, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Really hasn't come together for them as a group in terms of free throw shooting, just around 70% on the season.
They've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Henderson kicks to Plumlee. Now here's Lillard. 23 points for him the last game against Indiana.
And how about how opportunistic he was defensively? Steal after steal for him in that game just showed the quickness of his hands and anticipation.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's the Trailblazers. They finish off the second quarter with a big 11-3 run. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Damian, a great first half for you. Plenty of intensity out there. For someone as friendly and charismatic off the court as you are, what gives you the ability to bring such intensity and competitiveness to your game the moment you step between the lines each night?
I think it's just the Oakland in me, really. I'm sure a lot of people know about the past, the Oakland point guards with Gary Payton, Brian Shaw, and Jason Kidd. And once you get on the court, it's time to compete. Off the court, I was raised to be a good person, high character person, but on the court, in between those lines, everything is out the window. It's time to win.
Damian, thank you. Guys, anytime the glove comes up in conversation, we're happy about it.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 13 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. After missing last game, it was clearly evident he wanted to make his mark tonight. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
They need to turn up the defense intensity. They let the game get taken to them instead of the other way around. Coming out in the second half, they got to play with a chip on their shoulder, Ernie. You know, don't get pushed around on D. It's payback time.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
We've seen Kevin Martin getting it done. He has 18 points, and he's drained 4 3-pointers here as well.
And with more to come, you know, it wouldn't hurt to keep getting him the basketball.
Here's Lillard. Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Garnett, and it's Towns in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now here is Davis. The lead is 2. Came in a screen on Rubio. Shot clock at 5. Offensive rebound.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Martin kicks to Rubio. Back to Martin. Launches it. Good on the shot. Martin's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Timberwolves. Portland's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And Lillard gets double-teamed. Kaman. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And it's 6 points for Chris Kaman.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Now, here's Rubio. 9 points in the game so far. Wiggins outside. Right side, Martin. And it's Portland with the rebound. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stint. That's good. And now a 3-point Trailblazer lead. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in.
Tell you what, man, it looks as though the light is officially gone on for Ed Davis. I mean, he drifted around a bit over his first 5 seasons, but he made real strides last year.
Now here's Towns. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And that one's good. Now a timeout called by Portland. Going back to Ed Davis, his rebounds, field goal percentage were way up last year. He's finally developed the strength to anchor inside, and Greg, the skill set to convert scoring opportunities as well.
And Kevin, you can see his confidence growing. He just needs to keep at it to reach his full potential.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. And Lillard kicks to Kaman. There's a good screen. The 11-footer. Nice jump shot. Good. Kaman's got 8.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Towns wide open. No good with the triple. Portland leading by 3. Now the dish to Lillard. Feeds to Kaman. Another shot, and Davis puts it in. He's got 6.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And here's Towns. Wiggins with it. Pass to Martin. Back to Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. Here's Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 6 assists now in the game. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Aminu dishes to Kaman. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
How about the nickname for Chris Kaman? Air Sasquatch. I mean, he's got that stenciled in his shoes. A nickname he earned back when he wore his hair long. He has clearly embraced it.
Well, you just tell me, Chris, Kaman Clark is an outdoorsman, likes to go hunting. He's got kind of a quirky streak about him.
Yeah, he's a bit unique, a little different, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he's kind of a fan of blowing things up during his spare time.
Like what?
I couldn't tell you that.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. And he sinks the second.
Well, I tell you guys, when you look at this Wolves team, I mean, the outlook is really bright. A lot of young talent that's fitting together nicely. Good skill set. I think this group could be one to watch and really good going forward.
And that one's good. Wiggins. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And Lillard kicks to Aminu. Wiggins against Lillard. And it's Kaman missing. So for the Timberwolves last year, Greg kind of traded into the top overall pick, getting the Wiggins deal, which means 2 consecutive years of having number 1. They're beginning to put together the ingredients.
I think they have a core to ultimately be formidable when you talk about that Western Conference. And to pick up Zach LaVine in that same draft, that was a nice selection as well. And don't discount what Flip Saunders brings to the table in terms of coaching and teaching these young players.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
You know, guys, Al-Farouq Aminu, so highly regarded coming out of college, still really finding his way around the NBA. But this last season with Dallas, he may have found his niche in this league.
That's a great point, Kevin. A guy who can give you a lot of things, rebounding, defense, hustle points. But he's already played on a number of teams in his young career because he's still trying to, as you put it, find that niche. Maybe he's finally developed who he is.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, and on the topic of Aminu, he's a bit of a tweener. Doesn't have quite the quickness and ball handling skills the top small forwards have. Doesn't have the bulk or grit to match up against the better power forwards. He's a hard fit for what you want to have done at that position.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. McCollum's checked in for Portland. Now Rubio. 9 points in the game so far. He kicks to Pekovic. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And guys, getting back to Aminu, he still has the tools to be a really good player, but like so many young guys, he has to focus. He has to bring the intensity 100% every game, and I could see him being one of those late bloomers, if you will.
6 on the shot clock, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for the Trailblazers. Portland with the ball. 4-point game. Leonard kicks to McCollum. 5 on the clock. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. Minnesota's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Pekovic passes to Rubio. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Timberwolves trail by 6. Rubio left side. Dishes it to Martin. In the corner, it's Pekovic. Shoots. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Plumlee, no luck.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Towns kicks to Rubio. Plumlee with the steal. Aminu dishes to Lillard. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota. Muhammad comes in for Kevin Martin. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Vonleh's checked in for Leonard. 6 to shoot. Here's Plumlee. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Now, here's Rubio. He's got 9. Here's Wiggins. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. We've got 1:18 left in the third. Portland did a lot of things right last year in their 51-win season. The one constant for them was how they played defense.
You know, Kevin, they were good all season long in terms of staying focused on that side of the ball. Really made sure to challenge every shot, and with their length and reach, they should be a factor defensively.
And Portland with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Lillard with it, now guarded by Pekovic. Kicks to Plumlee. He feeds it to Henderson. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Henderson's got 10 points in the game.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
On the wing, Wiggins. Timberwolves passing it around. And stolen by Vonleh. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Lillard. Here's Plumlee. And the rejection by Jang. Rubio outside. Drills the three-pointer. 12 points for him.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
Greg, I don't think there was any doubt about it. His defense threw him off on that shot.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Timberwolves trail by 8. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard out there with Henderson. Then there's Davis. Then there's Chris Kaman. And it's Aminu in at the small forward. Here's Wiggins. Pekovic passes to Wiggins. The shot from the low post is good. Wiggins has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Minnesota. Portland leading by 6. Lillard attacking. 11 feet away. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Out to the right wing. And Muhammad kicks to Zhang. He dishes it to Muhammad. Here's Rubio. Sinks the triple.
That's a huge three-pointer. He'd love to become a go-to guy for them here in crunch time.
Portland's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Aminu dishes to Lillard. Came in a screen on Rubio. Lillard attacking. Pass to Aminu. The feed now to Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Kaman missing. Timberwolves trail by 5. And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Rubio. Rubio's got his 4th assist in this one. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, you gotta love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
And Pekovic kicks to Zhang. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. That's on Al-Farouq Aminu. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Trailblazers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
And for Gorgui Dieng, an intelligent guy with strong physical attributes, gigantic arm span, but extremely raw skill-wise.
Yeah, his game still needs plenty of polish on both ends of the floor, but I really felt like he took a huge leap last season, and he has the intensity along with that work ethic to continue to grow.
You know, on the topic of Zhang, he did improve in practically every category in year 2. Offensively, though, he still looked a bit mechanical. And on defense, he still went for too many head fakes, but you've got to like his upside.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, over the break, I listened in on what Terry Stotts had to say in his huddle. It's been a hard-fought game, and he just wanted to give his guys a chance to catch their breath, saying, listen, we're right there. Let's make a push right here, put some pressure on them. Let's come out swinging. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Towns, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Garnett comes in for Jang, and Martin subbed in for Levine.
And talking about Gorgui Dieng, he recorded 22 points and 21 rebounds in the game his rookie season. Amazingly, it was the first ever 2020 game by a Timberwolves rookie. The Wolves, of course, once home to Kevin Garnett and Kevin Love, so that's pretty good company.
And Lillard kicks to Aminu. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And the Trailblazers lead by 2. Timberwolves have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Here's Towns. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Davis. Great D that time from Martin.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Garnett the pass to Muhammad. Garnett outside. 6 on the shot clock. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
And Lillard kicks to Davis. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Davis setting the pick for Lillard. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
On defense, the Timberwolves. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Lillard. Uses the glass to drop it in.
Now is not the time to be giving him that kind of shot.
Minnesota in the lead. Pass to Towns. Can't hit. Great D that time from Davis. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Aminu with the bucket.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Minnesota's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Miller outside. Garnett the screen. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. Some changes for Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Miller. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Three-pointer, Lillard. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
He had 1 in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Lillard, a guy with deep range and also no conscience, which is a great combination. Terrific at shooting off the dribble or off the catch. And with his quick trigger, you have to stay attached defensively.
And for Lillard, Greg, not just a guy who makes threes, but he creates a lot of three-pointers, Clark, for his teammates with his passing.
Yep, exactly, Kevin. And because of that, Portland among the league leaders in three-pointers made. He says, hey, 3 points are more than 2. Clearly, that's obvious and elementary. And good basketball if you can make it happen.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Chris Kaman. Timberwolves trail by 4. Rubio dishes to Garnett. Back to Rubio. Here's Wiggins. Misses from close range. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. On the wing, Davis, covered by Wiggins. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
One shot. Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
He hasn't been quite able to lure the defense into fouling him as much. Hasn't been as effective in drawing fouls here.
Davis with a screen on Rubio. And the basket by Lillard.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Now here is Martin. There's the pass to Towns. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
And Rubio kicks to Towns. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
At the line for your Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns. At the line for 2.
First one falls for him. He hits both from the stripe.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And trying to cut into this lead, they need every edge they can get.
And Gerald Henderson with the slam.
And he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure strength.
Oh, we could feel that one all the way over here.
And you could see it, that first step was so decisive, aggressive move to attack the rim.
Lillard, the pass to Aminu. The dish now to Lillard. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Free throw good from Lillard. .137 left to play here in the fourth. It's Henderson on the wing. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Garnett, the screen. Martin for 3. Wiggins kicks to Towns. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Trailblazers.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
Yeah, they did. Their depth is really one of their greatest attributes.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And I'm sure that loss earlier in the year stung a bit because tonight they came out and made all the necessary adjustments.
moving them to a record of 1-1 in their 4-game season series against the Timberwolves.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was. Poor Lillard. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Here's Plumlee. The shot misses. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way.
Probably impossible for them to come back now.
Yeah, far too much work left to be done and not nearly enough time to get it done in. You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
Shoot two.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
This one for 3. Offensive rebound.
Really good job on the inside that time. I mean, he had to work for that rebound, and he got it done.
Lillard against Rubio. Lillard outside. And so they foul intentionally.
Too little, too late. They may as well just let the clock run and save their energy for another day.
Clark, you know, sometimes frustration just shows through in a game like this, and I think that's what we're seeing right now.
And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker. He's able to hit the second one, and that stretches their lead to 8. And here's Martin. And so it's Portland winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Gerald, a win that certainly got to feel good with the way the team just kept grinding away. What is it about this team that enabled you to come away with the win?
We got a lot of fight. We had a little lull there, but we just came together and got sharp on offense and defense and got it done.
Competitive spirit. We love to watch it, Gerald. Thank you, guys.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the post-game show.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Damian Lillard. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
What I like most about Lillard is that you never see him play out of control. He's got a poise that not very many guys have, point guard or otherwise. And there's no question about his scoring ability. Just look at what he did tonight.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, Have a wonderful evening.